Hello and welcome to Efficient Strategy Gaming. Today, I'd like to explain to you guys why the Italian focus tree does not make sense. So I know this is probably laughter provoking because a lot of you already know why it doesn't make sense, but I just wanted to explain it to you, the people that don't play Italy, are not World War II buffs, or new players to the game. So first off, you start off Hearts of Iron 4 with war against Ethiopia down here. As you can see, I've already annexed Ethiopia and I've already puppeted off Eritrea and Somaliland. You start off with Eritrea and Somaliland, but to play historically, I feel that you need to release these puppets after you annex Ethiopia. Now, the reason why the Ethiopian war in Hearts of Iron 4 does not make sense is because of the Hearts of Iron 4 mechanic that you cannot send volunteers to another conflict, let's say the Spanish Civil War, if you're at war with another nation. And the Spanish Civil War largely overlaps with the Ethiopian War. So the Spanish Civil War was roughly 1936 all the way until April 1st, 1939, and the Ethiopian War ends February 19th, 1937. So this forces you in Hearts of Iron 4 to rush the Ethiopian War, annex Ethiopia if you're playing historically, then go into the Occupied Territories tab and release Eritrea and Somaliland. And then I like to, historically, Italy received 2 divisions from these 2 countries so that you can get these divisions if you have man the guns, I believe, and you press this tab right here. You can click on your puppets and copy the templates and then use their template and their manpower to give you divisions. So in World War II, Italy had 2 Eritrean divisions, infantry divisions, and 2 Somaliland infantry divisions. Okay, got on a little bit of tangent there. So you need to wrap this up before the historical timeline, and only then can you send volunteers to the Spanish Civil War. Furthermore, the focus tree does not make sense because you have support nationalist Spain past Triumph in Africa. So let's go ahead and read Triumph in Africa here. It says, Ethiopia is a puppet of Italy. And as you can see, I can start Triumph in Africa. And as you can see, Ethiopia is not a puppet. I annexed it. And if you want to play Italy historically annexed Ethiopia. They did not puppet. So the wording of that focus tree badge needs to change with the By Blood Alone DLC. The other thing that doesn't make sense about this is that you need to complete the Triumph in Africa before you can complete the focus support nationalist Spain. To meet the requirements of this focus tree, you need to send 2 volunteers to nationalist Spain, and then largely the focus tree does nothing. It's just a speed bump in the way to these other alternative history focuses down here at the bottom. So largely almost no one goes over here to the right. There's nothing really to do. It is kind of interesting that you can demand the Balearic states. This is kind of interesting, just to give you some background on that. Italy occupied Majorca from the beginning of the Spanish Civil War. So this actually is not correct. This should be a puppet of Italy from the beginning of the game. So how Hearts of Iron 4 works now is when nationalist Spain declares war against Spain, I guess, it receives Majorca, which kind of makes sense because Italy puppeted Majorca, installed their own government, and only left Majorca until the Spanish Civil War had ended. They pulled their troops out, and this did fall to nationalist Spain's hands after the Spanish Civil War. But it would be cool if Italy did have that puppet from the beginning, as well as had a decision in their focus tree to keep the puppet if they wanted to and piss off nationalist Spain, or maybe even keep it and then even have a chance for nationalist Spain to go to war against Italy, which sounds really wacky, but I'm sure could have happened in real life, because it turned out that Mussolini and nationalist Spain ended up not liking each other. Another cool thing that Paradox could do with the Italian focus tree is there's a lot of wacky stuff that Mussolini was doing. So Mussolini and Italy itself actually possessed excellent small arms. I would go check out Ian's video from Forgotten Weapons on the Carcano M38. This is quite possibly the best small arm of World War II. And the M38 was famously, supposedly used in the Kennedy assassination, and that's how it has fame here in the United States. But Mussolini actually lend-leased this out, 100,000 to Finland for their conflict with Russia, and 60,000 to Japan for their conflict with China, which to me is pretty crazy because of the fact that it was such an excellent rifle. And Italy produced the Carcano M91. They produced about 2 million of them during World War II. So they had plenty of these cheaper, less effective rifles laying around, but decided to give away their best rifle to these nations. So it'd be cool to see focus trees based on these historical events of the Lend-Lease that Italy had. Italy gave a lot of Lend-Lease to nationalist Spain as well. They gave 1,800 artillery pieces, 6.8K trucks / motor vehicles, 157 tanks, I believe they're tankettes, 213 bombers, and 414 fighters. So that is a lot of Lend-Lease to the Spanish Civil War for them to end up not liking each other at the end. So that would be another thing to perhaps add into a events and decisions mini game tab over here as well. You don't even have to make them focuses. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. The Italian focus tree is a bittersweet focus tree because I actually like it for its power level. If you play multiplayer and you know how to sequence the focus tree badges correctly, you can make a very strong Italy. However, there's not a lot of historical flavor in this focus tree, as well as alternative pathways. So other things that I am sure that Paradox is going to add to this focus tree is going to be a non-aligned path with Victor Emmanuel III, as well as a communist path and a fascist path. So that will add a lot more content, a lot more gameplay to Italy, much needed. It was always Paradox's design from the head game designer to put out this Italian focus tree DLC last, unfortunately, for those Italy lovers out there like myself. So we're finally going to get it. So this is going to be really exciting. I'm also coming out with a historical Italy build, so go check that out. And I'm just making this video in the middle of my testing process for that historical Italy build. And these are just kind of some of the fun, interesting anecdotes that I wanted to share with you guys. So please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoy this sort of content, and I'll see you on the next one.